Buff Nation.
Let's go. What a day.
What a day it is, man. Coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. It's DNVR Buffs Prime Time, presented by Illegal Pete's. How are you feeling?
I'm so happy, man. I'm the type of person who doesn't want to get my hopes fully up until something's official.
Mm-hmm.
I felt really good about the leak last week or whatever it was of the deluxe cover.
Yep.
Felt solid about what came out yesterday because it was very clear that there was a photo shoot. Like, you couldn't have really photoshopped. I guess you could have, but it was clear that there was a photo shoot with those three guys. But seeing it official, not pixelated, in all of its glory today is just a crazy moment. Like, you know, I said this yesterday, but this is my favorite video game of my lifetime.
Yep.
By a pretty considerable margin. Like, now I'm a big Madden guy now, only because I didn't really have a choice, you know, if I wanted to play a football video game. But growing up when I was a kid, like, this was the game I looked forward to the most every single year. I have really high hopes for what it can be like, how cool it's going to be to have the names in the game when it comes out. Not have to download some like modded roster and all that shit. And so I was already so stoked about that. Everyone who watched the show knows how excited we've been about it.
Oh, yeah.
And for all of that to come together, and then for Travis Hunter, a Colorado Buffalo, to be front and center, the featured player on the standard cover is just a dream come true, honestly.
Yeah, it's really cool. 11 long years before we last had this video game.
Yep.
Very long years. It's finally back. We got a release date, too. July 19th, I believe.
Awesome.
So we are May 16th.
So just so you guys know in advance, from July 19th to July 26th, the show will be dark.
Yes, we'll be taking a brief break. Yes.
Oh, no, we already decided that we're going to hook up an Xbox to this TV.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the show, but we're going to play each other during it.
Yeah, it's just a camera on us, like, playing the game, and that's the show for a week.
At least for a day, I actually want to do that.
Honestly, yes, we should. Could you imagine a head-to-head between us? That's just the show. That'd be incredible.
It'd be crazy. I mean, people would get bored after I'm up like 70-0 in the first half, but...
Wow.
See, I've been sharpening the tools all this time. You've been idle.
I consume Madden content, though.
I don't think that helps you.
I mean, you underestimate how much I've played these games, too. I know how to play them. It's been a minute, but I know.
A couple things from the comments. Reeve said, I'll always give Jake and RK heat for doubting the game coming out a few months ago. Y'all was sweating. Of course we had to doubt it.
Yeah.
We've been teased about this for years.
Yes.
And then someone else asked if I'm going golfing later today. I truly wish I was. But no, I just came from the Gondola Sports Summit. Day 2. Day 2 was incredible.
How was day 2?
I mean, we had speakers from Meta, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. It was actually really, really insightful. I feel like I got smarter today.
Let's go.
I guess Allie wants me to ask people in the comments if you use Snapchat. Just give us a why.
Do you still use Snapchat?
No,
Neither do I.
But I might.
It's like it's a young person's app.
It is. It is.
So Travis is officially on the cover. Donovan Edwards, Quinn Ewers next to him. 99 rated overall, you think?
Yeah.
He would be the second buff ever. Yeah.
I appreciated you giving me my props on Twitter yesterday.
I got you, bro.
Because Jake came up to me yesterday and was like, what did you say? There's been a Colorado Buffalo.
Yeah, who's the only Colorado Buffalo to be a 99 overall?
Yep. And it took me, I don't know, what, 10 seconds? Less than 10 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
First guess, Mason Crosby.
Yep. What's crazy to me, though, is this list goes from 2014 to 2003, and it stops in 2007. They just stopped doing 99 overall players at that point.
Really?
That's what it says. That's literally what this graphic says.
That's weird. That's weird. By the way, big day today.
Why?
Leeds. They are in the playoffs, which in England they put a dash in playoffs. Play-offs. Which is kind of interesting.
No. No.
So basically what it is they're in the semis.
Okay.
And semis is a home and home. So we already played the home game for the other team, and it was a draw.
Okay.
So today's for all the marbles.
All right.
And if they draw again, it will go to penalty kicks.
When's the game?
In 30 minutes.
Oh.
And then if they win this one, they go play for the opportunity to go back to the Premier League. So big day. If I get a little distracted in the second half of the show,
okay,
please excuse me.
I thought you were going to bring up the Nuggets for it being a big day, but
I'm trying to take things one thing at a time.
One thing at a time.
Nuggets,
it's a long day.
Nuggets are huge too, especially because I'm going out of town tomorrow. Allie and I are for some wedding planning stuff. And if there were to be a Game 7, knock on wood, it would be on Sunday while I will not be here, and that would make me sad.
Yeah, that's rough.
Let's just take care of it. Avs, if they want to push to Game 7, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with being out of town for that.
Big win, man.
Yeah.
Big win.
Gutsy, I would say.
Definitely. You still believe, though.
Oh, yeah. As I said yesterday.
That's true.
Down 3-1 is not time for doom and gloom. It's time for how sick would it be if we came back.
Yes, that fridge is on behind me. It is stocked with Coors Lights and Miller Lights.
I can confirm that the mountains are blue.
Yep. Also, it's like the new music edition of Coors Light, too.
Ooh.
That's why it looks weird.
Oh, yeah. I see the sound waves.
Yeah.
It's a podcast edition.
There you go. That's exactly what it is. But Travis is on the cover. Front and center. We still don't know about Shedeur.
I don't want to think about that today.
Okay.
I'm trying to just be happy. But
Travis is front and center primarily because, and we'll get to On3 put out a list of top 100 college football players.
Beef's back on.
They messed up.
Beef's back on. Actually, it was never off. I knew it wasn't off by the end of that call.
But Travis has to be the favorite non-quarterback, I'd imagine, non-quarterback or running back, to win the Heisman. He'd be the fourth ever non-quarterback, or fourth in the last 25 years to win the Heisman non-quarterback. We've had three running backs and Devontae Smith.
Yeah. So I wanted to have this conversation today because I think it's something that's really important to Travis.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him saying it. I think on it might have been in the Coach Prime version of the document, or the Jackson State version of the Coach Prime documentary. Travis saying something about wanting to win the Heisman, or it might have been the OG destroying video, where he talked about wanting to win the Heisman. But I know it's something. It's in the destroying video where they walk past the Rashawn Salam Heisman in the hallway there, and he's like, "I'm going to get one of those."
Yep.
I think it's something that he really wants to do. I know people talk about telling him to do one thing or the other, wanting him to focus on one side of the ball. It's just not something he's going to do, in my opinion. And to me, he has a real chance to win the Heisman. And the reason why I think it's so notable today is this was actually a big first step. The Heisman is a popularity contest.
Yes, it is.
It's like an election. There's branding that goes into it. If you remember, last year, Oregon put up a billboard in Times Square to try and promote
Bo
Nix's chances for winning the Heisman. The Heisman is, like all of these awards, something you kind of have to lobby and campaign for. Mm-hmm. And you need eyeballs, you need interest, you need people to know who you are and love you. And Travis Hunter might be the most lovable college football athlete that I can remember in a long time.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's on the cover of this just means that everyone's going to know who he is. Kids are going to idolize him, as we already saw with the pro bull riding thing.
Yep.
It's a huge first step in the branding aspect of it. And I think the two-way player thing is going to get really, really played up this season.
Yeah. It's going to. I mean, we talked about it yesterday when we were doing the wide receiver predictions for 2024, and how if Travis didn't miss those 3 games, he's probably the leading receiver on this team last year too.
Yes.
I think that at least needs to happen. He needs to be, without a doubt, the most productive and best wide receiver on this team, which kind of already is talent-wise. Mm-hmm. And then defensively, I think he had how many picks? 3 last year?
I can remember 3 ridiculous ones. Were there any normal ones?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
So I don't know. Maybe.
By the way, he would have had a second interception in the. No, he would have had a third interception in the UCLA game if someone didn't tip a ball at the line of scrimmage. It would have been in the end zone. Exact same play as the TCU pick. And he almost had one in that Arizona game. That highlights obviously become a huge thing as he ran all the way across the end zone to break that up.
Yep.
So that would have been big.
I'm telling you, the guy needs like a pick six to seal a game or something. That's like, you talk about winning the Heisman. You need a Heisman moment. That's something that could lead to that.
Yeah. So I know there's a lot of people in the comments who essentially want him to spend most of his time on the defensive side of the ball this year.
Right.
And I don't think those people are necessarily worried about him winning the Heisman or not. Mm-hmm. And that's understandable. It's for them, it's more about keeping him healthy, preparing him for the NFL, doing the best thing for him and what they believe is for the team. If he's going to win the Heisman, it is going to be done on offense.
Yep.
And that doesn't mean that defense doesn't play a huge role in this. But like you said, I think over 1,000 yards receiving, upwards, actually probably got to get to double-digit touchdowns.
Yeah.
And then what will happen is once the offensive production is that high, it'll actually make people like double the value of all of the defensive production.
Right.
Because it's like not only is this guy a Biletnikoff type wide receiver, he's also playing on the defensive side of the ball, and maybe he has 4 interceptions, a pick 6, whatever that stuff, but it's like the conversation, let's just say like Teterow and McMillan has a big season. It's like,
sure.
Well, look what Travis is doing. And then he's also playing defense. And it'll just almost every stat he puts up on offense, which is so much easier to track than defensive stats and easier to rack up,
Right.
increases the value of every defensive stat he puts up. Let's say, what if he gets a couple sacks if they're playing him in the slot? Strip sack. Something like that.
Yep.
Like all of that stuff will just be incrementally valued based off of the fact that he's also going crazy on offense.
Yeah. I think if he's in the Biletnikoff and the Thorpe Award conversation, he's got to at least be in New York.
He's got to be in New York, and like, what is it? Technically it's considered most outstanding player. Is that what it is? I believe the underlying text
For Heisman?
under the Heisman, college football's most outstanding player.
I believe so. I can double check right now. Yep, you got it perfectly right.
Let's reverse engineer the word outstanding. Mm-hmm. Standing out.
Yep.
Doesn't stand out that there's one guy on 2 lists like that. Mm-hmm. That stands out more than anything. To me, Travis Hunter will win this award if people actually think about it in the spirit of the award.
Yes.
And look, I'm actually higher on Shedeur as the potential Heisman winner, only because I think that, and this obviously is no slight at Shedeur, the people who vote for these things are just a little bit simple-minded.
They don't know ball.
It's really easy to look at a quarterback and say, that guy's the best.
Yep.
And he's got all these stats and all these touchdowns, and we pretty much credit the quarterback with the win anytime the team wins and the loss anytime the team loses. And so I think that Shedeur has a easier path because of his position, but I think that this is the first step, talking of the cover, where it's like Travis Hunter is just this unicorn, this once-in-a-lifetime player, this unbelievable person and student and all of these things where it just might be like, if you think about the spirit of the Heisman Trophy going to the most outstanding player in college football, it might just be so easy to say Travis Hunter is the most outstanding player we've seen in a long time.
Definitely. Yeah, he's already earned the Horning Award for being the most versatile. Mm-hmm. Feels like outstanding would be the next step.
Yeah. I really think that it could happen, and I think that it might happen as long as they keep winning. I think there's a chance that Colorado gets 2 people in New York.
And look, even if you go back to last year, like the only reason Travis dropped out of the Heisman conversation is because he took the hit. Yeah, and he got hurt. He missed 3 games right in the middle of the year.
Yeah, and it's a shame because while he didn't have quite the big numbers against Nebraska, you just go back and look at some of the first game, obviously. The first game was like he had a Heisman moment
Right.
right off rip.
Yep.
Almost had 2. It's like he was going to be able to put up together more and more games like that. And it's completely always disregarded in football that when you come back from an injury, you're never going to be the same person you were when you played at 100%.
Right.
And he was still outstanding, aside from one game on only one side of the ball, because he was actually outstanding in the Stanford game on offense.
Yep.
He just wasn't on defense. And so keep him healthy, win football games. I think he's going to New York.
I agree, man. Let's hope so. He deserves it. And his play backs it up. Shout out to our friends at True Fan Travel. We had a legendary weekend last year, beginning of September, for that TCU game where Travis did enter the Heisman conversation in week 1.
Yes.
We are going we're going to Lincoln this time, week 2 this time, so not right off rip, but probably the biggest game of the season.
Yes.
And
unless, there's Big 12 championship
for sure.
stuff on the line later.
For sure. We got the UCF one, too. We're going to Orlando in October. You can come with us to both of these trips via True Fan Travel. We're going to hook you up with plane, hotel, tailgate ticket. No plane. Okay. Hotel, tailgate ticket, game ticket.
Yep. And then hopefully like a little event on Friday night.
And transport, right?
Yeah.
So we've got you all taken care of. You can head on over to truefantravel.com/trips to book your spot today. Be on the lookout for more road trips brought to you by True Fan Travel. Signups for these road trips are live while spots last. Rip the New Orleans Broncos trip, man.
Real quick, someone reached out to me recently that was traveling alone. Well, it was traveling alone to the game, and I was just like, if you were going to travel alone to the game, you should absolutely look into this. Like, it's the perfect way to be around other people, hang out with other Buffs fans, hang out with us. Just last year, it was just such a cool thing for everyone to kind of bond together and become friends on that trip. So if you're someone who just wants to go alone, I highly, highly recommend it. Also, a shout out to our friends over at Circa Sportsbook Colorado with the best odds in the game. Handcrafted odds, because they're one of the few sports books that still uses humans to configure their lines, which is a pretty cool thing.
Shout out to humans.
They don't do, all of the frills and things like that, but they do give you the best odds. So if you place 10 bets at Circa Sportsbook and 10 bets somewhere else, whatever you end up doing with those bets, you're going to end up profiting more from your wins at Circa. And so that's the best case I could possibly make for them. Go to circasports.com to download the app. Of course, bets can only be made while physically located in the state of Colorado or another state where it's legal. Must be 21 or older. All rights reserved. Circa Sports Colorado encourages you to gamble responsibly. And if you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER.
Nuggets are dogs tonight, too.
Let's go. They are dogs, especially Aaron Gordon.
Yes, they are.
And Jamal Murray. And Nikola Jokic in his own unique way.
Is what you're saying all the Nuggets are good?
That is what I'm saying.
Let's
Christian
go.
Brown, KCP.
Dog.
Oh, they got a lot of dogs.
Dog. All right, I wrote this thing last night, and it was an interview. It's a Q&A thing. I think this is one of the best things I've ever written.
Ooh, talk about
it. The content in this thing is top tier.
Hell yeah, brother.
So I talked to Micah Welch's high school head coach, Jesse Hicks. He was the head coach at Baldwin for a while. He had 2 stints there. He has since moved on over the offseason. But he, of course, being Micah's head coach in McDonough, Georgia, an area that we've become very, very familiar with recently. It's become a bit of a hotbed. But Micah kind of started it. He's one of Pastor's guys, and this was just awesome. Go check it out, thednvr.com. It's super long. It's almost like 3,000 words.
Whoa.
Yeah. No, Coach Hicks was cooking. Go read the whole thing. We're only going to get through a few of these. But we'll start with this one. I asked Coach Hicks, Micah committed to Colorado after he visited last June, and we had a lot of recruits drop off for whatever reason, right, in that 24 class.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked him, why was Micah so committed to Colorado throughout his recruitment? And he says, it was Coach Flea, to be honest with you. I've known Flea for years now, from him recruiting my school in the state of Georgia. And then, of course, who doesn't love Prime? He's the kind of guy where you have to respect him because of who he is, but he's the kind of guy that doesn't mince his words, so they're similar. Prime is very intentional in what he does, so is Micah. I think Micah noticed that about him. Micah saw a little bit of himself in Coach Flea and Coach Prime. He was recruited by every school in the South. There was something about him when he got back from his visit to Colorado. He said, Coach, I think that's the spot for me. I know I'm not going to be close to home, but there's something about Colorado I really like. I said, son, when you know, you know. When God puts something in your heart, he doesn't do it accidentally. He does it for a purpose. And if you feel that way, don't waver. That's what you want to do. Don't look at anybody else's story and try to write yours, because you can't write your story with someone else's pen. It doesn't work that way. He totally understood it, and I knew he was locked in because every day he had a CU towel on at practice or gloves. CU towels matter.
What a little Easter egg.
After all that, people were calling me. SEC schools were calling me, asking me, Coach, do you think he's signing with his commitment? I'd say, have you talked to him? Micah would tell me that they were calling him, and I said, Micah, you've got to call these guys and let them know that you're going to Colorado and you want to thank them. With the way the world is with sports now, you don't know whether you'll be there or who your next coach is going to be. It's an honor for a school, if it's a major Division I school, to give you an opportunity. So you just tell them, guys, thank you, but this is what I'm going to do. He saw that too. I think a lot of it had to do with the people there. Micah's not a big talker. He's not one that if you've not earned your relationship with him, you're not going to get the best of Micah verbally. You'll always get the best of him when it comes to ball and how he goes about his business. But when he opens up and tells you the kind of intimate things he's talking or he's thinking about, you know you've won him over. It was all about the atmosphere the coaches built over there. It's all about Coach Flea and how those guys made him feel when he got there. He really felt like those guys cared about him more than just football. A lot of times our kids are looking for either somebody in their life when they make the next step or the culture. Something about their culture or their high school coach that they saw up there that it made them feel that way. I tell them all the time, people will forget what you say, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. I really felt like he was at home when he was there. He felt like those people really wanted him for more than just a football player, but to continue to build the program.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. First of all, man, talking to football coaches can be such a blessing.
It's incredible.
Like, there's just so many wonderful humans out there that are football coaches, and probably some on the other side too. But I always feel lucky. Coach Prime is the ultimate example of this, but like just the amount of time I've spent around football coaches, great football coaches in my life, because you can just learn so much from them.
Yep.
Anyways, a lot of them have just such great outlooks on life and motivations and things of that nature. But I think the Micah Welch experience and commitment and story is such a great one for breaking down some of the stereotypes and misconceptions about why a player would choose Colorado. Because pretty much everyone, anytime a big player commits to Colorado, has some comment about it. He wants to be a rapper.
Right.
All he cared about was the NIL money, which that one's the ultimate BS one.
Yeah.
He just wants attention. None of those things apply to Micah Welch.
No.
He committed to Colorado because of what his coach just told us, which is the way that they made him feel when he went there.
Yeah.
And I think that is such an important thing to highlight and note, that there's very real things going on in Colorado. There's also a lot of attention. And if you love that, it's a great place to go and capitalize on it. And, we talked about it with like Juju Lewis and the immediate superstardom he can achieve if he comes to Colorado. But there's also a deep-rooted family atmosphere, coaches with unbelievable NFL experience, great people throughout the entire building for all sorts of different jobs. And that part gets lost a lot on a national sphere. But hearing those quotes from his coach is such a great reminder that not everyone goes to Colorado for those reasons. A lot of people go to Colorado because they just felt great about the opportunity that existed there and the people that existed.
Absolutely. Shelly says, but Jake, it can't be one of the best things you've written if it is in Q&A format. Are you complimenting the caliber of your questions? First off, yes, because I think I got some great stuff out of Coach Hicks. 2, I spent like 7 to 8 hours transcribing this over the last week. Yep. So, yes, I did write this.
Yeah, give him credit. Transcribing a long interview,
25 minutes.
Yeah.
And I talked for maybe a minute of it.
Right, so it's just straight 25-minute transcription.
Yeah,
is not easy.
No,
and very time consuming. And one of my least favorite parts of writing anything ever.
Absolutely, that's why this took so long to come out. We've got more from this. There's 2 more questions.
By the way, just a warning.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Leeds fans in here. It's going to be loud.
I asked Coach, kind of on that. I asked Coach Hicks, were you surprised about Micah's recruiting rankings and that he was not recruited more by big-time programs? Great stuff again here. He goes, in order to answer that question, you've got to look at the position that he plays. Let's just go to the NFL. The most underappreciated position on the field is a running back. That's why you don't see a lot of them drafted in the first round. So when you're going around the country, everybody likes the tangibles. Everybody likes certain things. Everybody likes certain optics. How tall is he? How much does he weigh? How much does he bench? Everybody's looking for the perfect player, but what Colorado was looking for was a football player. I'll never forget when Coach Flea came down. I talked with him before Micah came to the gym. I said, now, Flea, you're going to have to earn this relationship with him. Flea's very similar to him, so when he walked in, he probably stayed in there about 15, 20 minutes, then he walked out, and after we walked out, Flea said, that's the one we want. Flea saw in Micah not just what he saw in football, but in his eyes, the way he spoke, and his intentionality. He saw that in him. He wasn't talking about the football player. He was talking about the person and said, that's the kind of guy that we're actually looking for. A lot of people don't have those intimate conversations with kids. I talk to every school in the country. Everybody's looking for the perfect guy. They want the size, the speed. I want this. I want that. At the end of the day, I've been a college football coach at the D2 level. I'm looking for football players. Micah Welch is a football player. When you recruit that way, you recruit great players. It's going to show up on Saturdays. I think running back is something that's underappreciated these days in the sport of football, but you got to realize every high school's got 2 of them. Once Micah decided to go to Colorado, the recruiting picked up verbally towards me. That's when it actually picked up. Once he committed, they'd call and ask, do you think he'd want to take a trip? I'd say you can waste your time calling him and ask him if you want to, because we knew Micah was solid. Recruiting is like a rat race. You can say it's blood sport. So you could be recruiting here 1 minute, and the next minute you could be looking at another kid to pop up. When you're talking about Division I schools, these guys are recruiting the country. They're not just recruiting their state and adjacent states. So when you see Colorado, which is on the west coast of the United States, coming all the way to Georgia, you see them do that a lot to get players. They could have picked a bunch of guys from that side of the world all over the state of Georgia, all the way down to Florida, but they decided on Micah Welch. I think that's really what made him solid towards them. He felt that in the recruitment part of it. Man, that thing is up and down. You never know how it's going to go, but I think he's at the perfect place.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely cooking. Shout out to Coach. I loved so much of that. And I guess this is the main point I wanted to make. We're in such a what have you done for me lately world.
Yeah.
Especially just with the Buffs because things are so ever changing.
Mm-hmm.
But all of the shakeup that happened in the running back room really kind of overshadowed what was the story of the spring.
Yep.
The story of the spring was not Dylan Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was, so heartbreaking that he left. It was, a bummer that he left. Story of the spring was Micah Welch.
Yep.
That was the story of the spring, was his coming out party, his arrival. And then you lose a guy, you lose another guy, you bring in Dallin Hayden, you bring in Rashad Amos, and there's a million reasons to be excited about those guys too. But I'm even guilty of this sometimes, of just like, let's not forget about Micah Welch all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah. I love that Coach said that because a lot of people are going after Coach Flea after Dylan left, after Alto left, saying we need a new running back coach and stuff. No, we don't need a new running back coach.
Yeah.
So because Coach Hicks was going in on Coach Flea and Coach Prime and the program and stuff, I asked him, because this was last week, I said, when you see hit pieces written about Colorado and the coaches, after you've gotten to know them, what is your reaction to seeing these negative things about Colorado? This is a gem.
Okay.
He goes, I'm glad you asked me that because I get that question all the time from people. Man, what do you think what's going on at Colorado? I think what's going on in Colorado is that there are a lot of schools that want to promote their programs in this day and age in recruiting, and ain't nobody doing it better than them. It's almost like a small piece of jealousy to the point where these guys are constantly in the news, and people don't like that. It's almost like maybe they look at it a lot of times like these guys are flamboyant and over the top, and I just don't look at it like that. I look at it as though these guys have, you start talking about multimedia and social media, there's not another school that's been as good as Colorado the last couple of years. You can't touch it. But that's what recruiting is now. So when you're seeing what they're doing with social media, nobody's doing it better than them for recruiting. So when a guy goes and jumps in the portal, they say, okay, let me take a look at what's going on over there at Colorado. That's a problem for some people because not everybody has that cachet. When you think about Uncle Neely, you know what Bucky is doing. Man, I get up in the morning and I watch, not just because my kid is there, but because it gives you an open view of how things function. And in truth, a lot of people don't like the truth. They're killing the recruiting with social media and are the most talked about school in the country. I've got friends of mine who don't watch football who watch Colorado because of what they're doing. Then there's the cachet that goes along with it. When you got to face an opponent like that, instead of just going, hey, man, what are y'all doing at CU? I'd like to get some of this. The first thing they're trying to do is beat it up. And that's the same thing that happened with Oregon. These days, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. So instead of trying to get an example of what Colorado is doing, they want to beat it up. They want to find a fault in it. When I hear it and I see it, I laugh about it, really. People can question it. They can say this or that, but at the end of the day, it's been productive. People say all they did was win 4 games, but they said they weren't going to win a game before. Now it's a problem. Oh, he's not treating these kids right. The one thing about Coach Prime is he's always honest. I coach college ball. I know it's blood sport. I know what coaches say and do. And Dan Lanning gave you just a sneak peek of what's being said when the cameras ain't around. What Prime does, he's an open book, and he allows you in. And so we don't like the truth. We don't really like reality, and the reality of it is those guys are good at what they do. Now, has it turned into football wins? They won 1 game, and he won 4, won 3 straight, and he knew he was building something. But everybody else said, let's see them go to TCU. They're going to be beat by 30. And then what happened? So now when I see that, I got to find fault in it because it's working. I laugh about a lot of it because at the end of the day, it comes down to recruiting and social media and really pushing the brand. It's like anything else that you do right and gets good reviews, somebody's going to dislike it.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
I hope there's some more great players coming out of there.
Yeah.
Because Coach gets it.
Yeah.
100% gets it. That type of perspective is hard to come by.
Yep.
Outside of the main circles that we know about. By the way, this is just something that randomly came to my mind. As he was talking about Neely and Bucky. Shout out to Darius, friend of the program.
Of course.
Spoke on a panel at the Gondola Sports Summit yesterday. Unfortunately, it was right after our show, so I couldn't make it back in time for it. But I talked to someone yesterday who said they did a great job. In fact, the person I talked to, crazy. And this is just a great kind of look into the spectrum of Colorado and of the media that they're creating. Person I talked to lives in South Carolina.
Okay.
Doesn't work in football.
Okay.
Not a Colorado fan. And said someone after week 1, someone sent him Darius's video, probably video of the year.
Yep.
Of the guy saying, throw it at Hunter, throw it at Hunter. Travis picks it, and then Darius turning around, flipping the camera and saying, who said it? Who said it? Who said it? And he's like, oh, man, I discovered Darius from that video. I've been following everything he's done ever since.
Let's go.
Pretty cool, like, just kind of look into the world and the exposure and how people are discovering Colorado. But shout out to Darius. I heard he did a great job. Was bummed I missed it, but pretty cool for him to be on a panel there.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, when he referenced Neely, I was like, that's dope as hell.
Yeah, for sure.
That's just a snippet of this article, man. There's a lot in here. There's references to Barry Sanders, LaDainian Tomlinson, Rashawn Salam, and Eric Bieniemy in this article.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does anyone know ball more than this coach?
Coach Hicks is sick.
Damn. Bieniemy and a Salam references. Big time.
So shout out Coach Hicks. He was let go by Baldwin last year. He's now at East Lawrence High School. But go check it out, thednvr.com. This one was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, and you probably just tapped into like 400 of the 3,000 words.
Oh, there's a lot in here, man. You're going to learn a lot about Micah's demeanor off the fields, why he's like that. and just a lot about his life and his upbringing too. So go check it out. Shout out to our wonderful friends over at Breckenridge Brewery. We've got the Leeds homies in the house right now.
Yeah, it's great crowd down there.
They're packing it out, probably enjoying some Breck brews.
Yep.
What a life. Just Thursday, 1 o'clock, just at the DNVR bar.
I mean,
watching your favorite team.
When you live the English football life in America, you got to make some time exceptions.
Yes.
But also PGA Championship on. Great day to take off.
There you go. Hell yeah. Come down to the DNVR bar, hang out with us. It is going to be bonkers out here tonight for the Nuggets game as they try and close it out.
ESPN's going to be in the house.
Here?
Here.
There you go. Yeah, shout out Breckenridge Brewery. Go check them out at the farmhouse too. That place is amazing. Or the Breck campus, as some would call it.
Yes. Breckenridge University.
There you go. BU?
Yeah.
Check out the beer locator at www.breckbrew.com to find a Breck brew near you.
Also, shout out to Chinook Seedery.
The goats.
Absolutely the goats. They sent us, I would probably say, a lifetime worth of seeds.
They're still in there.
Yeah. We have seeds upstairs.
Yeah.
I have seeds at my house.
Yep.
I have so many seeds, and every time I try one, I'm like, man, these are good. Had some libations the other night, and just like got home and needed a snack.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really find anything that was like gonna hit the spot. And then I was like, oh, these Hatch chili seeds are gonna be perfect right now. I just like sat alone in my kitchen at like 1 a.m. just eating seeds for so long.
That's my life.
And I couldn't stop because it's the saltiness and the tastiness.
Yep.
Chinook Seedery, absolute goats, so delicious. So head over to chinookseedery.com. That's CHINOOK Seedery, SEEDERY.com, and use code BUFFS for 20% off your order.
All right. Final segment here. Get your questions in now. We'll get to them very shortly in the Toyota chat. So I told you On3 put out this list, right?
Yep.
This was what?
A girls club said, "Oh, RK finally got his seeds, huh?"
He's
they
had
sent us
them.
about like 500 packs of seeds.
Yes.
Come on,
Let's go.
let's go, baby.
What minute are we at?
Very early, like fifth. It's like 8th minute.
So this is from On3's Clark Brooks. I have no idea who this guy is,
Okay,
and I don't know if he knows ball.
doubt it.
He wrote up top 100 players in college football for the 2024 season. You want to guess who's number one?
Travis Hunter is who should be number 1.
It's not Travis Hunter.
So then it should be Shedeur Sanders.
It's not Shedeur Sanders.
Donovan Edwards.
No. But I do wonder if he's on this list now.
All right. Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck, Ollie Gordon. What?
This is James Pierce, the Tennessee
Okay.
edge.
All right. Yeah, I should have guessed him.
Luther Burden's number 2. First quarterback is Carson Beck at number 4. So if I told you that, where do you think Shedeur's ranked? If Carson Beck's the first quarterback and he's number 4.
Shedeur should be number 5.
He's not number 5.
I don't know.
What if I told you he's not even the second quarterback on this list?
I would say that we're confirming that this person does not know
What
ball.
if I told you he's not even the third quarterback
All right,
on
now
this list?
I'm starting to get pissed off. Let me enjoy my Leeds lead.
He has Quinn Ewers at 12 and Jackson Dart at 13.
Bro.
Ahead of Shedeur Sanders at 26.
Give me a fucking break, dude. I try to be nice to these people, give them a chance, and then they go and do something like this.
You want to know where Travis is? Just given the context you have on Shedeur?
20th.
Well done. He's 20th.
God dang it.
That is crazy.
What?
There are, okay, hold on. So Travis is 20th. There is 1, 2, 3, 3 corners ranked ahead of him.
Insane. And, like, look, some idiot in the comments said, oh, my God, Hunter and Shedeur aren't 1 and 2, then they don't know ball. No, but 20 and 25 is, or whatever it was, is completely off.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
If you have them at, like, 3 and 7 or something like that, I'd be like, all right, there's some gray area there. You can mix them around. You definitely can't make the case that they are, either of them aren't in the top 19.
Yeah, you would think.
So you either don't know ball or you're hating.
So Travis, of course, plays both ways. He was the 4th wide receiver on this list, too.
I'll take him over any of them.
Luther Burden, Teteroa McMillan, and Emeka Egbuka are ranked ahead of him.
Bet.
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 They are the only Colorado players on this list. For those of you wondering, Donovan Edwards comes in at number 62.
I'm sorry that I'm just, for fun, taking a stance as a Donovan Edwards hater this year.
It's the wrong side to be on, bro. I'm telling you right now.
You can keep receipts on me.
Looking through this, there is a Colorado State player on here.
It's got to be Torrey Horton.
It's Torrey Horton, number 92.
Honestly, not that I give a shit, but that's too low.
He's really, really good.
Yeah, he's... I don't want to say this before I think about it. Didn't play Washington. Troy Franklin's pretty darn good. I might make the argument that Torrey Horton was the best wide receiver they played against last year.
Yeah.
No one from TCU.
Teteroa, of course.
No one. Oh, yeah. T-Mac. Okay, so T-Mac won. I think Horton, too.
I think it's pretty clear. Because they didn't play Washington.
Yeah, and that Stanford receiver never did anything else the rest of the season.
We're never going to mention his name again.
I don't know it, so.
Well, I'm sure you're going to see it very soon at some point.
Okay.
Looking through here, no Nebraska players, but this team is apparently going to beat the brakes off of CU this year.
All right. Well, what can you do?
What can you do? Oh, well. I'm trying to see if I have anything else. Do you have anything else?
I have nothing else other than Mike Conley is back in for the Wolves tonight.
Okay. How do you feel about this? So the NFL schedule came out, right?
Yep. Oh, I have a take on this, but go ahead.
So they're playing a game on Christmas, which is also when the CFP first round is going to be. What do you think about the NFL trying to outflex the CFP?
I think it's bullshit, but not as much bullshit as putting the game on Netflix.
That is pretty bad. One, I kind of admire the NFL's boldness to just say, we don't even care about college football. We're going to try and go over them, too.
Yeah.
But
I think it's disrespectful to the sport.
I agree.
As a whole, of football.
I agree.
But also, like, playing on Netflix is some real, like, Mountain West ass shit. I'm over schedule release videos.
I 100% agree, bro. It's
the
over.
bit is played out.
It's done. Yes.
It's so played out.
It's done.
Obviously, like the Chargers, they always do a great job. I tweeted out it's the 1 year.
Never saw it.
1 day a year that the Chargers are relevant for their schedule release. But, like, let's do a new thing. Come up with a new slant. Also, I've never wanted to watch a video to find out what the schedule is.
Yeah, show me the goddamn graphic.
Just give me a graphic.
Yes. 100%.
All right, I'm glad we're on the same page there. I think that's maybe my like grumpiest take.
Did you watch the Broncos Lewis Hamilton video?
I did.
One of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
I'm shocked that you had all these takes on it, but you didn't look closely enough to like confirm. Like you said, I can't believe they made him eat all that stuff if he's vegan.
They're giving him Skyline chili for Cincinnati, bro.
I assume it was like they didn't make him do anything. That was the way you phrased it. The Broncos made him. They didn't make him do anything. They asked him to do something, and he agreed to it.
I thought the fact that he didn't like Southern food was hilarious. Honestly,
that was funny.
They gave him dog treats, bro.
Dog treats is insane.
That's disrespectful.
But like He could have just said, no, I'm not eating this, which is what I would have said.
I mean, he's a great guy. He's a nice guy, so credit to him.
He's
but
the owner of the team. He's all of their bosses.
Do my guy a solid here. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I'm Team Lewis.
Like, I mean, let's be real. You could have done any type of Formula One like crossover with it, and it probably would have hit. Probably more than what it did. You have Lewis fucking Hamilton, and you made him eat food. That's what you're doing when you make content with him?
I honestly found myself watching the whole thing like semi-engaged, which is more than I can say for anyone else's schedule release.
My all-time favorite part of that video, and it's going to be something I go back and clip, he calls the Chiefs the chefs.
Yes. And then he
Chef's
says,
kiss.
I actually thought that's what their name was.
Oh, I love it. So good.
It's great.
Someone mentioned KJ's blowing up the combine. Yeah, KJ is blowing up the combine.
Because he's a dog.
He's an absolute dog. He might be the best Colorado player in this draft.
If I had to bet on one, I'd bet on him because he's a dog.
Yep. I love him.
All due respect to Cody Williams, who's an incredibly gifted and talented
And
player.
Tristan.
And well, I was going to get to Tristan. Tristan, in his own right, but I already know what I'm getting from KJ Simpson, which is just like elite effort.
Yep.
Great finishing, defensive tenacity. Like,
And he's become a better shooter, too.
Yeah, those are the things that translate really well. By the way, if even one or two of these guys hit in the NBA, you're talking about a very great crop of Colorado basketball players in the NBA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Already seeing, Alec Burks is still balling for the Knicks. Mm-hmm. Alec Burks was in school at the same time as me.
It's a good year for Colorado in that regard.
Absolutely.
KJ's the guy, though. I'm telling you, buy KJ Simpson stock right now.
Let's go. I would buy it all if it was available.
I'm looking through. I don't think I've got anything else.
All right, let's hear it from the people.
To the Toyota chat we go. Cam asked, did anyone see Travis's YouTube channel for the behind-the-scenes coverage of his EA Sports photo shoot? Not yet.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Snelson at the summit today, and he said he was there. So the footage is going to be fire.
Yeah, Snelson posted a picture today, too. Him hanging out with Travis.
Yep. Also, Travis looks big, man. Remember last year, a lot of the Jackson State fans were like, dang, Travis has put on weight. Now, we have that background, and I'm like, dang, Travis has put on weight, in the best way possible.
Yep.
His shoulders
looks
are
big.
way more broad.
Also, we haven't heard a single, this team looks small.
No, they don't.
They don't. Not all off season, and we're not going to hear it. Probably the rest of the Coach Prime era.
Anyone who says this team looks small has to walk into a room with Block Boley.
There you go. And his brother.
Yes.
Heaven's Demon asks, so would Jake be Michigan and RK be Colorado? Sure.
Yeah, I think we'd both take that.
Yeah. Shelly, what is the higher paying position in the NFL, wide receiver or cornerback? So,
I believe it's wide receiver by a little bit.
I went to Over the Cap. The top paid wide receiver on an average per year basis is A.J. Brown. He's getting $32 million a year. The second and the third are Amon-Ra St. Brown and Tyreek Hill, both getting around $30 million. If you go to cornerbacks, hold on, sorry. Got to deselect wide receivers. Cornerbacks, the top APY is Jari Alexander, 21. Denzel Ward. Jair Alexander at 21. Denzel Ward's at 20. Jalen Ramsey's at 20.
Wow,
so it's almost $10 million.
Gap, 30%.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Travis is playing wide
It didn't used
receiver.
to be like this.
Travis is playing wide receiver.
He's going to play both.
He's maybe.
He's going to play both. Broncos? Broncos?
I don't even know what to say about it anymore. Maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
Can I be honest? I'm kind of buying into the Broncos hype. The Bo Nix hype.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you, man. Listening to Bill Simmons and Mike Lombardi doing NFL over-unders, and Mike Lombardi says that the Broncos over is one of his favorite bets this year.
Wow.
It's only at 5.
Oh, my God. That's really low.
Jermaine asked, the most important thing is, will EA have Travis's stamina accurate? You got to. He's on the cover.
Giving a guy 99 stamina isn't really that hard. It doesn't change much.
Yeah. Yeah, just take away his fatigue completely. That's all you need to do.
Exactly.
Heaven's Demon asks, how many snaps do we think Charlie will be getting this year? Does Micah get a good amount this year? Both will play this year. You're going to see a heavy rotation at running back again.
I think you see all 4 of the main running backs get legitimate carries in week 1.
I agree. And maybe even Asad Wasim, too.
Fair point here from Cornell, who said, I wish I would stop changing. Come on. Said, I wish I would stop changing the time. We're back at 12:30 for a long time now. So we obviously changed it yesterday because of the summit. But from here for a long time, it's going to be 12:30.
Yes. Nicholas, who do you think will lead CU in sacks? You're going with your boy Sammy Sacks?
Sammy Sacks, dude. They don't call him Sammy Sacks for nothing. And by they, I mean me.
I'm going to go BJ Green.
Ooh. Let me watch this goal real quick while you read this question.
You're good. I'm just reading the comments, too.
Oh, my God, dude. We had 2 beautiful goals.
Oh, yeah. I've seen a bunch of people, too, with the schedules coming out. A lot of people planning trips to Denver. Sean's coming back for the Falcons game and stuff.
Oh, Broncos-Falcons. Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to
go.
have a lot of Buffs fans, I think, coming out here to watch their NFL team play the Broncos. So
That'll be fun. Is it a double up with a Buffs game, the Falcons game?
I'm sure.
That's great.
Let me see. I did also look. We missed the back-to-back Arrowhead weekend at Arrowhead for Kansas City, at Arrowhead for KU by like a week.
We could just stay.
Stay there for a week? Yeah, I'm down.
Smoke said to confirm there'll be a tailgate at Arizona this year.
Of course.
Yes, very, very high probability of that. And actually, I meant to text you and Neely this, but my grand plan, my beautiful baby that we haven't told the people about yet,
right,
is coming very, very close to being official.
I love that.
So hopefully we get to reveal to you probably the coolest thing we've ever revealed before very soon.
Hell yeah. So the Falcons play the Broncos on November 17th, that day before Utah's in town.
Let's go.
So it's a nice weekend.
All right. Penix the starter by then?
No, unfortunately, I don't think so.
The
Man, if we got a Knicks-Penix game, though.
I know. The outpouring of support that is going to come from Falcons fans for Penix the second Kirk Cousins throws 2 interceptions in a primetime game is going to be crazy.
Yep. Yeah, the first game they go up by 14 in the first half, then lose the game by 7 on the last second drive.
Oh, no. Huge save.
Concluded by a Kirk Cousins pick. DJ Malone asks, how many losses do you think you can have before Shedeur Sanders or Travis Hunter are out of Heisman conversation? Well, LSU had 3 last year.
I was going to say 3. Might be able to get to 4. I feel like there was an 8-4 team. Was it Tebow? Tebow's first year? Because didn't he win 2? Or no, he only won 1.
I can't remember. I know RG3's Baylor team was like a 10-3 team too.
3-ish. I wouldn't want to lose more than 3.
Rate the cover. 10 out of 10.
There's like these 2 things next to Travis that don't belong there. It's my only complaints about the cover. It's like weird, like just it should have just been, Travis. There's like all this colorful stuff around him. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't belong there.
Unbelievable. Actually, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. We could get Texas out of there.
Okay. You're halfway home.
Nah. I can't wait for Donovan Edwards to ball out this year now. Harmonize, do we know if season tickets are sold out yet? I don't know. I did see someone in the Discord just got picked for for season tickets yesterday.
Yeah, no, so they aren't sold out yet. They will be soon.
And then CU Buffs Football tweeted out yesterday that single game tickets go on sale Tuesday, May 21st. So next Tuesday? Yep.
Okay.
Next Tuesday. Be ready. If you want to get single game tickets to any of the home games, that's going to be your chance.
Cool. Next question was where are the membership option? Go to thednvr.com/join-diehard, one word, DIEHARD, to become a member.
Yes, sir.
By the way,
What up?
on the cover, I'm like so excited. I've never bought like the upgraded edition of anything.
Guys, don't buy that, please.
Okay. I was going to say, like, I'm so into college football that I'm just like, maybe I just want to spend the extra money, but I like the cover of the other one better. So,
Guys, do not give in to this Ultimate Team garbage that is plaguing our favorite sports games, please.
yeah, I've actually never played Ultimate Team at all.
So I think I've said this before on the pod. I played one season of it, had an absolute blast building my team and stuff. And then I got to the point where like I got promoted to the next league or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized these guys are shelling out so much cash for these players.
There's a guy in our Madden league who said he spent over $1,000 on Mutt last year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. What bowls are the Big 12 assignments for next year?
By the way, can I buy the like EA Sports? Take my money. Can I buy a poster of the cover?
Sure, Snelson's got some picks.
Also, dang it, I saw the guy Derek Markle from CU. I want that Lil Wayne poster that he designed
Oh, for the
Prime weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, I want that on a poster too.
All right, I'm looking this up right now.
The 3 days early access is that worth $25?
Hell no, bro. Come on, please show some patience. We waited 11 years. You can't wait 3 days.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna get it, and not tell you, and be like, all right, bro, let's play each other for the first time, and I'll already be dialed.
Yeah, you're gonna already know all the cheese and all that shit. Okay, so for now, after the CFP, we've got the Alamo Bowl. That was a Pac-12 bowl. The Pop-Tarts Bowl. The Texas Bowl. Liberty Bowl, Guaranteed Rate Bowl, and the Independence Bowl.
What about it?
That's the Big 12
we got
bowls.
the Pop-Tarts Bowl?
We got the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Is that it? Which version is Travis with Ewers and Edwards? I think
That's
all do.
standard edition. But they're obviously on both of them.
Right.
But I know what he's talking about.
You think we could get Travis to sign our copies?
It's kind of considered faux pas, but I don't care about it.
Neither do I. That's why I asked.
Maybe maybe we have some ready at Big 12 Media Day if he comes to that.
All right.
By the way, big things in store for that as well.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Remind me to tell you about it right after this.
Okay.
That all?
That's all. You're gone for a while.
Yes, I won't be back until next Thursday. Allie and I are doing a destination wedding. Pretty excited about that. So we have to go to the destination to plan it.
Not a
this
bad
weekend.
gig.
Definitely a perk of having a destination wedding.
For sure. So we'll have Neely on the show tomorrow. Neely's going to call in. We also have the full... I got hoodwinked. It was just the cover reveal today. I thought it was the full reveal. No, that's tomorrow.
No video. We didn't get any...
Yeah, nothing. We got nothing. We got the behind the scenes from the Rose Bowl of the cover shoot. That's about it.
Lame.
Super lame. So tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. See you guys then. Go Buffs.
Go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.